James Gunn's DC Universe goes full James Gunn. And I'm not talking about James Gunn as a filmmaker. I'm not talking about he didn't go full Guardians of the Galaxy. No, I'm talking he went full James Gunn. You know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. James Gunn is a freak, and this was James Gunn. Peacemaker Season 2 was James Gunn Unleashed. What is going on, guys? It is Cabal Culture Smasher here. Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, oh my, what a rocky start it has been for the DC Universe, okay? Superman, as we speak, less than 2 months after release, is already out on video on demand, has only grossed $600 million, and remember, this movie needed $1 billion to break even. Because they spent way too much money on this fucking movie, dude.
Where's the dog?
I thought it was terrible, and many people seem to think it was also terrible, and yet there's a small minority, it seems, of brain-dead-ass fans who just, they're eating this up. They're gobbling up like, ooh, Superman, yeah, that was my stuff. 1A, 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 give me more, Daddy James Gunn. Shut up! It was terrible, okay? It was literally terrible, and Peacemaker Season 2 is proof of that, all right? And it's not like the show was just bad or anything, because the show is terrible, objectively terrible, but it's worse than that, you see. Because we followed up a very family-friendly Superman movie, like super family-friendly. It was obvious that that movie was geared towards kids, especially with Crypto the dog. We went from a family-oriented Superman film to immediately followed up by not even an R-rated, television series. I'm talking like full-on X-rated Game of Thrones level shit, okay? We got full-on dicks out, titties out. All right, we got full-on everything, and I mean everything being shown, and it goes on forever. This is not even art. This is straight up porn, okay? This is like some Human Centipede level degeneracy, all right? This is literally James Gunn Unleashed, as I said in the intro. Nobody's there to hold him back anymore, and Warner Brothers doesn't seem to give a damn, so they're leaving him to his own devices, all right? But what's worse is it's not like this is just its own little thing that's just kind of its own continuity that's, mildly connected, kind of like Daredevil is mildly connected to the MCU. No, we straight up have the Justice Gang that we just saw in Superman show up in this degenerative piece of trash, okay? Superman, Guy Gardner's Green Lantern, race-swapped Hawk Girl, and Maxwell Lord, of course, James Gunn's brother. He's nepotism baby. They all show up in this garbage-ass show, okay? I know this is R-rated, and obviously parents need to make sure that their kids never touch this, but even so, like grown adults were visibly uncomfortable watching this, even by themselves, right? Because that comes directly from the words of our own Marvel Comics executive editor is baffled by James Gunn following Superman with Peacemaker. I can't say that word. I'm not sure what anybody was thinking. Neither was I. I tell you, I had seen a mention of a full frontal censorship being a thing that happened in the opening episode of Peacemaker Season 2, but I just thought it was hyperbole. But no, that happened, and it was as shocking and uncomfortable as you might expect, especially in a show that's been advertised as following up directly on the more general audience Superman film. Exactly my point. This has no place in any superhero show at all. James Gunn wants to turn DC into the boys because he doesn't like superheroes, okay? You cannot tell me that James Gunn knows how to write actual, optimistic, hopeful heroes. All he knows how to write is satire on heroes, which is basically what Guardians of the Galaxy was, but it worked for what it was. It did not at all work for Superman, especially not with the retcon to Jor-El and Superman's lineage. That was complete garbage. This is even worse. Seriously, I'm not sure what anybody was thinking here. The sequence felt gratuitous to me, something that got done to push the envelope solely for the sake of envelope pushing. There were certainly ways you might have shot a sequence that wouldn't have been anywhere near as shocking. My kids are all grown now, and still my instinctive reaction to seeing it on screen was to be thankful that I was alone when watching the episode. And that is exactly how I feel, okay? Because when I went to go see Deadpool and Wolverine in the theater, that's an hard R-rated film. And yet, I went to see Deadpool. I shit you not, there were literally families of 4 bringing their 12-year-old boys to to see this movie, okay? Like, this is not something that kids need to be seeing. And I can almost guarantee you, with Superman showing up in Peacemaker, even though it's not made for kids, I guarantee you, somewhere out there was like a 14 to 15-year-old boy who always has a curious mind that saw this piece of trash, and that's going to rot their brain, okay? We have enough porn addicts in Gen Z and Gen Alpha as it is. Can we not add more to it, please, James Gunn? Like, this is Hollywood, not just James Gunn. This is Hollywood at its core. This is who Hollywood is. They're rotten to their core. And the Diddy stuff and Jeffrey Epstein stuff and all the deep state, New World Order, satanic agenda, Illuminati stuff, this is basically just one example of that, right? But I'm sure somehow there's going to be a lot of really brain-dead retards out there who are going to watch this and they're going to think, yeah, it's a little bit weird, but I like the show. Yeah, I didn't really mind the scene too much because they're not tuned in to this. Is spiritual warfare, guys. They're not tuned into this stuff like we are, right? They don't see, obviously, for what it is, that this is a satanic ritual show. That's all it is. John Cena, his entire Hollywood career is one giant satanic ritual, okay? He got full nude at the Oscars. He got dressed up like a little girl and humiliated in the film with Zac Efron, okay? Now he's in Peacemaker having gay sex with some dudes. Do you not see? This is a humiliation ritual. It's so obvious. This is Hollywood. This is the agenda of the cabal. This is the New World Order. But I'm going to get roasted in my comments somehow by people thinking that I'm idiotic for pointing out the obvious. I don't really care. What more can I say? Somehow James Gunn, despite getting canceled for literally sick things that he said, somehow managed to get a comeback and come back to Hollywood, because that's all of Hollywood, right? Diddy was never really gonna get his clients exposed. Same with Jeffrey Epstein. We can hope and pray. But yeah, what a mess for the DCU. All right, it started out shit. Superman was absolutely terrible. It gets followed up with this. When is Batman coming into this universe? We know that Robert Pattinson's The Batman is like 2 years out from release. We don't even know when the Brave and the Bold movie with Damian Wayne is going to even come out. All right, when's that movie supposed to be getting made? Like 2029? DC on film is already dead. It's dead on arrival. It made $600 million. It's already dead. You might as well pull the plug now while you have a chance. It's over. Give up on it. The dream is dead. If you guys like this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. I'll see you guys in the next one.
你好，中国，这是叫西娜。我有一个错误，我必须说，现在就是很重要。我爱更尊重中国，更中国人。我很抱歉对我的错误。